Hello everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Maro and this is my gentle yoga class. It's been a while since I've recorded a class. I'm excited to jump back in. Today's class will be gentle. We'll start lying down, make our way up to hands and knees, maybe a couple standing postures before we come back down again to finish off the class with shavasana and then some pranayama, and we'll end the class with meditation together. So today's theme is savoring. So we will savor today, savor the practice, savor breathing, moving, and all the things. Savoring is a strategy that's backed by neuroscience to help cultivate joy and counteract the negativity bias. We definitely need to work on that because we are 3 times more likely to focus on the negative than we are the positive. And we can change that. All right, so today we'll need a block and a blanket. All right, and I'll see you soon. Okay, everyone, let's hold on to that block and place it at the top of the mat so you can reach it when you need it. I like to place the folded blanket right under my head. So we will begin lying down. And I say we try constructive rest today, which is feet wider than the hips. Let the knees fall in towards each other. This is a really lovely low back release without any props. Of course, if there's another pose that you like better, feel free to do that. It's all good. Do what feels good here. So settle in, make sure you're comfortable. You might close your eyes if that works for you today. If it doesn't, it's okay. Leave the eyes open. And let's begin with a few cleansing breaths to help us arrive, to help us let go of any distractions. So big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh the exhale. Again, big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and release. Last one, big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and let it go. Good. Maybe you place your hands on your belly if you'd like. And let's just begin to lengthen and deepen our breath. So at your own pace, there's no rush, without any strain or force. Just begin to stretch out the inhalation a little more each time, each breath. Lengthening the exhalation just a little more with each breath. And I want you to breathe in such a way that allows your belly to move. So try to breathe a little more in the belly. That's why we place the hands there, so you feel the hands move as you breathe. Preferably breathing in and out of the nose today, if that works for you. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out of the nose. But of course, if you need to breathe through the mouth at any time, that's okay too. But try to encourage nose breathing. Savor the sensations of breathing here. As you relax and settle in a little more. One last big breath, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Lovely. From here, we'll find a full body stretch. So you can straighten out the legs, remove any props if you had any, if you were lying down in a different position. Arms overhead, just a nice full body stretch. Like you just woke up, you're ready to take on the day. It is actually morning for me. Early in the morning, maybe it is for you, whatever time of day, just feel refreshed here. And maybe you find some movement in the wrists. You can move the feet, ankles, spread the toes, spreading the fingers. Notice how they like to do the same thing, squeezing the toes together, just a little organic movement here. Notice how the hands and the fingers like to follow what the feet are doing. It's cute. All right, from here, go ahead and hug the knees in. Maybe you start with bending the legs first. Encourage those knees to come into the chest. Give yourself a hug. And if it feels appropriate, you can rock side to side. Enjoying this low back massage if you're rocking. All right, so let's the feet come down. Maybe mats width apart. Arms out to a T, and we'll find some windshield wipers, letting the knees drop side to side, left and right, nice and slow. There's no rush, and maybe you don't go all the way down at first as you're just warming up the lower body. And let's come back to savoring movement, savoring the breathing. As I mentioned earlier, it helps us cultivate joy. It allows us to fill this reservoir with positive experiences so that we can draw from them when we need to, when we're going through challenging times. We can draw from this reservoir of lovely moments that we've allowed ourselves to savor, to take in. All right, and let's include the arms in this if you like. So next time you come back through center with the knees, let the fingertips come up to the ceiling. And when the knees fall to the right, maybe your fingertips reach over to the left. And then allowing the fingertips to reach to the right, knees go to the left. Just go like this side to side. Allowing the arms, upper body to warm up a little bit. And breathe. One more breath. Coming back to neutral. Release the arms down. And let's hug in the right knee into the chest. Maybe into the armpit. And before we hold this hugging, let's find some hip circles so we can warm up that hip joint. Right hand on right knee. Maybe your left hand anchors the left hip down so our pelvis isn't moving. And let's find just small little circles, isolating this movement to that hip joint, going in one direction. You can start with small circles. And then if you'd like, you can make them bigger. Again, be mindful not to move the pelvis. See if that left hand is moving. Make sure it's still. Good. Change the direction. Go the other way. Rotating the knee and breathing into that right hip. And then we'll hug that right knee in, into the armpit maybe, or into the collarbone. You can keep the left leg bent, or if you'd like a deeper stretch, you can straighten the left leg on the mat and then relax the right foot. Really just let it go. In fact, before we relax it, let's find some rotations in the ankle. So make big circles with the right big toe. Just a few in one direction, and then change the direction, go the other way. And now relax the right foot, giving that right leg, a nice little squeeze. One more breath. Relax your face. Maybe a half smile as you breathe out. Savoring the sensations of stretch. And come back to neutral. Relax that right foot down. Pause for a moment, hands on your belly. Just a appreciation for this next breath. And let's hug the left knee in, left leg. Give it a gentle little squeeze. And then we'll find our hip circles. So left hand on left knee, right hand on the right hip, just to encourage the hip to stay still, the pelvis to stay still. And let's make circles with that left knee. You can start with small circles. Notice how the hip feels. Breathing into that left hip. Come back to that lovely deep breathing that we did earlier. Maybe your circles are getting a little bigger. Do what feels good, what feels appropriate for your body. You are in charge of your body. Let's change the rotation. Go the other way. And let's enjoy lubricating this left hip joint. Savor the movement. And hug that leg back in, maybe in towards the collarbone or the left armpit. You choose what feels juicier for you, yummier. Right leg can be bent, or you can slide that heel out and straighten it, your choice. And let's find those rotations in the left ankle before we hold still. So big circles with the left big toe in one direction. And change the direction, go the other way. Relax the left foot. Give yourself a little hug, squeeze. Hugging that left leg in, one more breath, and enjoy it. Good, placing both feet back on the mat. If you had that right leg straight, hands on the belly. Deep appreciation for just this next breath, this moment, this breath. Hands by your sides. We'll find a bridge stance for some bridge flowing. So let's check in with the feet. Let's make sure they're hips distance apart. Let's not have the feet too close together or the legs too close together. And then with your mind's eye, you want to feel that your feet are in line with each other. You don't have one foot that's too far forward than the other. All right? So hands by your sides. And let's find our breath first. Breathing in deeply into the belly. Breathing out fully. On your next inhale, you'll gently press into the feet, start to lift the hips, a little squeeze of the bum as you come into bridge. Maybe you come up to a lower height at first, and as you exhale, you'll gently lower down so we can ease our way into a higher bridge. Breathing in, press into the feet, lift the hips, a gentle squeeze of the bum, exhaling to lower down. So we'll just flow in and out of bridge here. And let the breath move the body. So let the inhale lift you up. Let the exhale bring you back down. And continue at your own pace, using your own breath. Just be sure to press into the feet. Use the feet, use the entire leg, both legs, right? So initiate this movement with a breath and then the feet. See what that feels like here. And And what can you savor through this movement, through this flow? You might notice how strong your legs are, how strong your hip thrust is, how lovely it is to move with the breath. So pick one thing, just allow that to sink in as you enjoy it. One more round. And relax back down, pause. Maybe cross the right ankle over the left thigh for pigeon. Pause here for a moment. This is where you might need the block. So you can stay like this. Oh, my block went far away. You can stay like this. This might be enough of a stretch. Or you could place a block under the left foot. That might be just right. Find that first edge of resistance where you feel that stretch sensation. Okay, if you're not feeling anything, then you can hug the left thigh in towards your chest. That's a lot deeper. I'm okay with just placing my foot on the block for this morning, for today. So find the place that works for you. Pause, breathe, and savor. Savor that you showed up today. You showed up to practice, to move the body. Maybe you savor being in this shape. One more breath. Lovely. We'll release that foot down. You can leave the block where it is. Might be easier to place it on the other side. So let's cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Notice how this feels. I like to go slowly when I do my pigeon. In the past, I used to just jump right in and rush, but just take your time here. Just notice this might be enough. If it's not, then you can place the foot on the block, allowing the thigh to come a little closer to the chest. See how that feels. Of course, if you're not feeling anything, you can hug the right thigh in towards your chest. So wherever you are, hold that stretch, breathe, and take in the pleasant sensations without clinging to them, without wishing for them to last forever. Just open up to this experience right here. Allow yourself to fill that reservoir of positive experiences. Starting with this next breath, starting with this pose, this stretch. Bringing the left leg, left foot down, back to neutral. You can remove the block. Let's hug the knees in again. You can rock side to side if that works for you. And allow the feet to come up to the ceiling. All right, encouraging the heel bones to reach up. It's okay if the legs are bent. Let the fingertips come up towards the ceiling, and let's find some movement in the wrists and the ankles. In one direction, and then figure out how to go the other way. And then you might spread the toes. Notice how the fingers want to spread. You might scrunch up the toes, make fists with your hands. Just any organic movement here, maybe a little flicking of the wrists and the feet. All right, now standing on the ceiling again, encourage the heel bones to move up. Let the arms go overhead. Take a big breath here. And as you exhale, hug the knees in. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to stand on the ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale, hug. Last one, your biggest inhale. And exhale nice and slow. Hug the knees in. Lovely. And from here, we'll come up to hands and knees, neutral tabletop. So you can lean to one side, gently press yourself up. You can bring the blanket with you. I like to place it under my knees. So we'll find neutral tabletop. So let's start with the knees. Knees are under your hips, okay? And you've got some distance between them, right? They're hips distance, they're not close together. Go ahead and spread the fingers in the right hand, gently press it down on the mat, mindfully spread the fingers in the left hand, press it on the mat. So I like to place my hands in line with my face, so it's a little more forward than under the shoulders. It just gives the shoulders some space. It feels really good that way. Go ahead and tuck the toes, if that feels okay on the feet, and breathe in here in this space. And as you exhale, send the hips back as far as they can go. Maybe you sit on the heels, you don't have to. So notice how this gives the wrists a little break and it stretches the feet. So then we'll breathe in to come back to neutral, or you can go a little more forward if you want to stretch the wrists, put a little more weight in them. It's up to you. Exhaling to give the wrists a little break, send the hips back. So we'll go back and forth like this. So you are in control of how much you stretch the wrists. And you're in control of how far back you go to stretch the feet. Good, and make this enjoyable, right? We want this to be a yummy practice. We want to savor it, enjoy the sensations of stretch, so go easy on yourself. Good, and then maybe we take a little break. You can come onto your knees and just rotate the wrists in one direction. Let's give them a little break here before we do our cat-cows. You can shake them out. Good, and then place the hands back down, mindfully spread the fingers. Go ahead and drop the belly and lift the gaze. Find your cow pose, inhale here, and then you can exhale to neutral if you have osteoporosis in the spine. Otherwise, you can round the spine, tuck your tailbone, release the head. So breathing in, drop the belly, lift the gaze, inhale for cow pose. Breathing out to neutral or cat pose. Let's go back and forth. Find your own pace. Inhaling as you arch the spine. Exhaling as you find a flat back or rounding the spine. Next time you find yourself in cow pose, stay there. Arch the spine, really move the shoulders away from the ears. Continue to breathe here. Just see what this feels like as you stay in this position, arching your back. Breathe deeply. Breathe out fully. Just something different here. Spread the fingers. Keep spreading those fingers. Good. Now you'll come to neutral tabletop for my osteoporosis folks. Otherwise, you can round the spine and let's stay here, hold and breathe. See if you can gently push the floor away, pull the belly in and up. Notice what it feels like to just be in your cat pose here, breathing deeply. Awesome. And then find any organic movement here that might be speaking to you. Something that your body needs. Let's find all those pleasurable, pleasant sensations here of just stretching the body in any direction it wants to go. You can make circles with your torso. You can find any variation of cat-cow, adding any movement that feels appropriate. And come back to really enjoying this. Maybe you close your eyes. Lovely. All right, we'll all meet back in neutral tabletop. Step that right leg through. We'll come up for low lunge. Maybe you tuck the back toes. Breathing in to come up. All right, place the right hand on the right thigh. Really reach through those left fingertips. Feel some action through that left arm, reaching high. And when you get there, a hint of a side bend to the right. So we're not going too far. Hold that and breathe. Relax your face. Relax your forehead. Feel a deep appreciation for this next breath. Awesome. Bring both fingertips up for just one big inhale here. And exhale to release this down. Let's come back to tabletop again. Send that right leg back. Breathing in for cow pose. Breathing out to neutral or cat pose. Come back to neutral tabletop. Step the left leg through. Low lunge on the other side. Tuck the back toes. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out to place that left hand on the left thigh. Reach through the right fingertips. Get really tall on that side. Telescope that torso up, and then a hint of a side bend to the left. See how that feels. Be sure that this feels yummy, juicy. That sensation of stretch from the right knee all the way up the right thigh into the side of your torso. Maybe even if you feel a stretch up the right arm. 2 breaths. Bring both fingertips up, come back to neutral, low lunge, inhale here. Exhale to release this down. Awesome. All right, from here, what do you say we come up to standing? Yeah, let's just go ahead and step both feet forward and come up to a standing position. Good. Now, let's see. Let's find a wide-legged position on the mat. All right, something that feels stable and comfortable for yourself. So both toes, both sets of toes are facing the long edge of the mat right now. All right, so let's focus on the left leg. So let your left leg turn so that the toes are facing the short edge of the mat. Okay, all right, so right toes are facing long edge of the mat, left toes facing short edge of the mat. Good, we're working our way into warrior 2. Bend into that left knee, okay, and look down at the left knee and be sure that it's tracking over the toes. We don't want it to collapse inward. It should be tracking over the toes, preferably even over the pinky toe. Good. Check in with the stance. See that this feels comfortable. You can make any adjustments that you need, as I am right now. Awesome. All right, so arms out to the sides. Okay, your chest is facing the long edge of the mat as well, but your gaze is turning over the left fingertips. Here you are in warrior 2. Let's find that deep breath here. And feel both feet on the mat. Appreciate how strong your legs are. Relax the shoulders, reach through the fingertips. Good. Appreciate any pleasant sensations you might be feeling. Maybe feelings of strength, inner strength. That's definitely the body language of this posture. So I know it's challenging to be here. You could do this, one more breath, but see what you can savor. Remember, our mind likes to focus on the negative. So see if we can reverse that and focus on the pleasant sensations here. Okay, I was here for longer than a breath. All good. All right, release the arms, straighten that left leg. Let's just pause for a moment. We will come back. Just give yourself a little break. A deep breath. And we will come back, bending into that left knee, tracking over the toes, arms out. And let's find a little movement here. So maybe right arm down, left arm up, peaceful warrior. As you inhale, exhale, maybe left forearm on left thigh for extended side angle. Okay, so let's do that a few times before we hold. Breathing in for peaceful. Breathing out, extended side angle. One more. Inhale deeply, feel strong. Breathing out fully, extended side angle. Let's stay here. You might lose your balance, but just come back. All right, so here's the trick. You're going to press into the outer edge of that back foot. Find that back foot. Let it work for you. So we're using both legs, okay? Remember, we come with a negativity bias. Notice if you are focusing on the challenging aspects of this posture. See if you can focus on something yummy, like how strong you are, maybe how nice this feels, maybe on how lovely it is to breathe in this posture. Whatever you want to focus on, find that positive aspect. One more breath. All right, we'll come out of this. Press up, straighten that leg. Good job. Enjoy that we did it, right? We did it. Let's savor that. All right. Both sets of toes, again, facing long edge of the mat, okay? And we'll change the direction. So right toes turn to face the short edge of the mat. We'll do warrior two on the other side. Bend into that knee, tracking over the toes. Okay, just feel your stance here before we include the arms. You can always adjust where your feet are. Look down at that knee again. Is it tracking over the toes? Good. Arms out to the sides. Gaze over the left fingertips. Sorry, right fingertips. Yes. Gaze over right fingertips. Hold and breathe. Relax the shoulders. Ooh, feel how strong your legs are as you gently feel your feet pressing on the mat. Take 2 deep breaths. Take in a positive aspect of being in this position, in this posture. And we'll give ourselves a little break. Hands down, arms down. Straighten that front leg. One breath here. You're doing great. And let's go again. We're adding a little more, okay? Bend into that left knee again. Look down. Make sure it's tracking over the toes. It didn't fall in. We want it to move away. Tracking more towards the pinky toe even. Lovely. Arms up. Good. Relax the shoulders. Relax your face. Left hand down, right arm up. Peaceful. Breathe in. As you exhale, find extended side angle with the left arm on your thigh. Inhale for peaceful. Exhale, extended side angle. Ooh, enjoy this. Breathing in, side bend. Breathing out, feel strong. Hold this pose. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Breathe and try to focus on something yummy, something juicy, something positive here. Try to take in the good, even if this is challenging. One more breath, you got this. And we'll come out, come up, straighten that leg. Ooh, both toes facing forward, and then we'll heel toe the feet together. Come to the top of the mat. Breathing in, reach the arms out and up. Breathing out, hinge from the hips and the knees. So you're bending at the hips and the knees as you fold. Release the head and neck. Breathing in, maybe to a flat spine. And exhale to fold again. Good, and then you'll plant the hands and you'll walk yourself back to table. So one knee back and the other knee back. And I say we balance this class out with some back bending, right? Full body movement, full body gentle yoga class. So you can take your blanket, fold it in half. If you feel any crunchiness in your low back when you back bend, this helps. So you can place it just under your hips, pubic bone area. Okay, so you could try that. And then once you get there, hopefully it feels okay to let the forehead rest on the mat. You can always place a towel. It's probably easy to access these things at home, right? So place a towel just under your forehead to elevate your face. That way you don't scrunch up your nose. All right. And we're going to find these, what I call spider arms. So we've got the hands are way off the mat, right? And for me, they're in line with like my neck and my face, and the fingertips are on the mat, okay? Fingertips are going to stay on the mat. All right, let the shoulders move away from the ears. See if you can squeeze the lower tips of the shoulder blades together. Good. And then find some action in the legs. So you might point the toes, or maybe press the tops of the feet in the mat. A little squeeze of the glutes. Squeeze the booty. Good. Come back to the shoulders, shoulders away from ears. Squeeze the lower tips of the shoulder blades together. This already feels like it's a bit of work, right? All right, on your next inhale, peel yourself off the mat. Just a little back bend, bringing your chest up. Good. Exhaling to lower back down. So let's go back and forth like this. Breathing in, shoulders away from ears, come up. Squeeze the bum. Exhaling to lower. Actually, I feel like when I'm doing this, I'm squeezing my bum the whole time. It just feels right. It feels like it helps protect the low back. But of course, you can always take a break when you're coming down. You can re-squeeze the bum when you inhale and come up. So your choice here. Let's do a bunch more rounds. I love back bends. I love how they strengthen my back. I just love how it opens up my chest. So I'm really enjoying this. Hopefully you are too. If this is challenging and you don't like it, see if you can focus on something positive, a positive aspect. If you can't find anything, I bet your left ear is feeling good, right? Left ear is happy. Maybe even your right pinky toe, right? So you can focus on the sensations there. Those are good sensations. Just in case you're having trouble. All right, let's do one last one. If you need a break, you can stop, all good. But if you'd like one more round, breathing in for your back bend. Breathing out to release. Let's all take a break. Make a pillow for yourself. Whew. Forehead on your palms. And you can bend the knees. Let the feet flop side to side. And release the feet down. We'll find our counter pose. Press yourself up through table and back through child's pose. You can always place a block under your forehead in child's pose. And if this shape doesn't work and it feels tricky on your knees, you can even just let the hips kind of hang out high like this. So you don't have to sit back on your heels. This is where the block comes in handy. You can just rest on the block and let your hips go where they want to go. All right, so that's a modification. Wherever you are, let's take one more deep breath. Let's really savor this moment, this next breath. And from here, we'll find a little flow. So through child's pose, you might reach the hands forward. And as you breathe in, gently rock yourself up to tabletop. And as you breathe out, tuck the toes. You might find down dog, but we'll continue to flow like this. So breathing in to drop the knees. Breathing out, child's pose. Breathing into table. Breathing out, tuck the toes, down dog. So you might do that 2 more times on your own. If you like to stay in child's pose instead, you can. This is your practice. You choose what's best for you. Good, and we'll all land in downward facing dog. And I'd like to show you a posture called bulldog. I love this because it's a great way to stretch the legs without feeling like your arms are holding up your whole body. So 2 steps to this. One is shorten the stance in down dog. If you'd like, you can maybe watch me do this first. Allow me to demonstrate. So shorten the stance, feet come closer to the hands, maybe even the legs are bent and feet are flat on the mat, okay? Then step off the mat, wide legs, definitely flatten the feet on the mat, and then it feels as though you can even stay here without using your hands. Basically, it's a wide-legged forward fold that we got into from downward facing dog. So try that. Hold and breathe. If you like, I'll show it to you one more time. So here's down dog. Here's me shortening my stance. My knees are bent. I'm finding kind of flat feet on the mat. And then I step off the mat, nice and wide. And then I kind of send my weight back into my legs. So my hands can be on the mat, but if I lift them, I'm still supported by my legs. Good, bulldog. One more breath. And let's come back to downward facing dog. You can step the feet back on the mat, walk yourself out, and then drop the knees. We'll come into child's pose, send the hips back. Imagine that I placed my hands on your back, one at the low back, one at the mid upper back area. And I whisper in your ear, breathe into my hands, asking you to take a nice deep breath, inviting the back to lift off the mat, letting the ribs expand without any strain or force. Just allow this deep breath to come to you like you're inviting a friend in for tea or coffee. And enjoy it. Enjoy breathing like this. One more. From here, we will gently lie back down on the mat for a few more postures and a rest in Shavasana before we end the class with pranayama and meditation. So place that blanket back down at the top of your head. Lie back down on the mat. And feet flat on the mat, knees are bent. And let's glue the legs together and the feet together. So just they're close together. And then lift and shift your hips a little to the left, allowing both sets of legs that are glued together to fall to the right. Now they may not stack perfectly, and that's okay. We're just finding a reclined twist here. All right, so maybe arms are out to a T, but I like to take the right hand and gently guide the left thigh down. It kind of helps me find a deeper twist, so you can try that. And then your gaze can look over the left hand. So find this reclined position. Be sure that you feel comfortable, relaxed. This is a juicy twist. Settle into the shape. Maybe you close your eyes and let's take lots of deep breaths. So feel that the lower body, the hips, the legs are spiraling to the right, and that the upper body is spiraling to the left. Upper torso, shoulders, neck, head. And savor the sensations of stretch in this twist. And we'll gently come back through neutral. Bring the knees back up to center, and we'll just switch sides. So come back to bringing the feet together, legs together. Lift, shift the hips a little to the right, and let the legs fall to the left. Left hand can guide the right thigh down, and gaze is over the right fingertips. Hold the shape and breathe. Relaxing your face. Feeling relaxed and comfortable in this twist. And again, the lower body is spiraling to the left. Feel the action of the upper body spiraling to the right. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. We'll come back through neutral. I think we're ready for a short shavasana, a short rest. So super important part of the class. Stay with me here. We're moving into the very important aspects of yoga. So first we rest. Might we stay here for a minute or two. Just allow the body to rest. If you'd like, you can grab your socks, a sweater, a blanket, anything to make yourself feel comfortable. You can even place a bolster under the knees. We won't be here too long, but just allow the body to absorb the practice. So you might feel the left leg warm and heavy as it melts into the mat. Just allow it to really relax, let go. And then invite the right leg, the right foot to feel warm and heavy, melting into the mat. Moving up the body, let your hips melt a little more. Let them be warm and heavy, your entire pelvic bowl. And the torso, front and back, the sides, warm and heavy. Let the right arm sink into the mat. The left arm, let it sink and melt into the mat. Relax the neck. Allow your head to relax. Relax your forehead, your jaw. Soften the eyes. Your whole body feels warm and heavy. Enjoy feeling relaxed, feeling comfortable. And just for the next minute or so, you might scan the body for pleasant sensations. Maybe you have a crink here or some tension there. See if you can breathe into that space, but then look away from it. Try to take in the good. 1 more minute. Gently bring some movement to fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Let's find a full body stretch again. And hug the knees into the chest. And fall to one side. As we gently press ourselves up to a seat for some pranayama, some breathing. Preferably sitting on a bolster. We definitely want to elevate the hips. So I say we find samavriti breathing, equal parts breath. So your inhale is going to match the exhale. So I'll start you off with a 3-count breath, and you can adjust that to maybe 2 counts if 3 is too much, or a count of 4 if you need a little more. So maybe we place the hands on the belly again so we can encourage ourselves to breathe into the belly. All right, so maybe take a few deep breaths on your own before we connect our breathing together. Just settle back into that deep breathing. Good, and wherever you are, exhale, fully release that breath. Breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Breathing into the low belly. 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. Low belly, ribs, collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, low belly. One more together. Breathing in, low belly, ribs, collarbone. Breathing out, relax the collarbone, relax the ribs, relax the low belly. Continue on your own at your own pace. Equal parts breathing. Match the inhale to the exhale. There's no strain or force. Just relax. Let that deep breath come to you. Let's do 2 more breaths. Lovely. And when you're done, you can rest your hands on your thighs. Keep your eyes closed if they're already closed, or you can meditate with your eyes open. So see if you can relinquish control of the breath. So allow yourself to breathe naturally. I know for some yogis that's really hard to do, but see to the best of your abilities to just let go, controlling the breath. Just allow it to be what it wants. And sit nice and tall here. Legs and pelvis feel grounded and heavy. Spine reaching upward. Crown of the head reaching for the sun. Relax the shoulders. Get really comfortable in your seated posture. Make any changes that you need. I want you to be comfortable. It's an important aspect of meditation. And let's find a stable, clear, calm attention by feeling and following a few rounds of breathing, just your natural breath. Just appreciate the in-breath as it comes in through the nose. You might feel the cool air coming in. You might notice the warm air moving out. And of course, the mind likes to wander. And when it does, just gently come back. Come back to following the breath again. Be kind to yourself. Appreciate coming back. Savor coming back. And begin again. We can always begin again. Enjoy this stillness. Notice how pleasurable it is to just be here. A deep appreciation for just being. There's nothing to have, nothing to do right now, nothing to be. Savor these pleasant sensations for just a few more minutes. Beautiful job, everyone. Bring your palms together, hands at heart. Bow your head towards your heart. I hope you take this strategy, this technique of savoring, so that you can fill your reservoir of positive experiences, so that you can cultivate joy, so that you can counteract the negativity bias. Savor little aspects that you encountered today, something that you drink, something that you eat, a conversation that you have with a friend, a loved one, being with your pet. The list is endless. Just see if you can add more of those experiences to your bucket, your reservoir of positive experiences. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Have an awesome day.